All right, so today we're talking about numerical expressions. A numerical expression is a mathematic phrase that has numbers and operations, but no equal signs. So bottom line, it is a math problem that you're not having to answer, okay? For example, if I said Jimmy has $6 and he spends $2, what would be the math problem, the numerical expression you would write? If you were going to try to figure out that answer, what would be the problem you would actually write out? Jimmy has $6 and he spends $2. What would be the actual problem you would write?
6 minus 2.
Right. It would be Jimmy has $6. Well, let's see if I can get this to work. Nope. Of course not. So Jimmy has $6. He spends 2. What does spends mean he's doing? Subtracting $2, right? This is a numeric expression. Did I have to answer it? Do I have an equal sign or anything else like that? No, it's just the problem that you would actually be doing, okay? So today, that's what you're going to be doing, is reading word problems and trying to figure out how or what operation you would be doing. Are you going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? And it always comes down to your keywords. When we were talking about adding, what were some of the key words you might be looking for that tells you you're going to add? Sometimes it might be and when I mean and, she's saying if I said I have 4 dogs and 3 dogs, maybe, but I think there's a better word. It's usually in the question part. If I have 4 dogs and 3 cats, what would be the question word? What would be the key word in the question you would see? Okay, maybe it'll say, what is the sum of my answer? Very rarely does it say sum, okay? They don't use that. Bennett?
How many?
Okay, how many? I hear this a lot. How many, right? Does how many mean I'm adding? I hear this a lot. A lot of people say this is a key word, how many? Let me give you an example. I have 2 pencils and 1 marker. How many how many writing utensils do I have altogether? What am I going to do? Add them, right? Okay. Ready? Watch this. If I said I have 3 writing utensils and I take 1 away, how many writing utensils do I have left? Does that work? What am I doing there? Subtracting, but I used how many? What if I did this? I have 3 writing utensils and 3 friends, and I give each friend a pencil. How many utensils does each person get? What am I doing there? I divided, but I used how many? How about this one? I give each student 3 writing utensils, and there's 3 kids in the class. How many utensils do I need to give? What am I doing there? I'm multiplying, right? But I used how many? So my question is how many a key word? I hear it every year. A lot of people say, oh, how many means an add. No. Don't ever use how many. How many is not a keyword, okay? What are some other keywords, though, talking about adding? Charles?
Altogether.
Altogether. How many, and this is the pets one. I have 4 dogs and 3 cats. How many pets do I have all together? That's the question. Probably, or that's the key word, not and. All right? What else?
Total.
How many in total? Okay? Everybody with me so far? How do I figure out if it's subtracting? What were some of my key words? Yes, ma'am. How many is left? Right? I had 6 dogs and 2 of them died. How many do I have left? Okay. What else? More than. Right? These go together. I have 6 dogs and 2 cats. How many more dogs do I have than cats? Difference. Jimmy is difference. Okay. Jimmy is 6 feet tall. Tommy is 4 feet tall. What is the difference in height? Okay. Everybody with me so far? Got one? Less sometimes. Yep. I have. I had 6 gallons of water, and after I got done running, I have 2 gallons less than before. How much water do I have left? Okay. Here's a key one for you. Ready? I'm going to show you one little thing. Multiplication and division. There is one key word. If you see this word, each, and I'll do this a lot all year. If you see the word each, it's either multiplying or dividing. Okay? And so anytime you see each, I give the hint, do this. Because it's going to be something times something equals something, or the opposite would be something divided by something equals something. Well, how do you figure out if we're multiplying or dividing? The key is, are they looking for the total amount, or did they give you the total amount? Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Does it give me the total, or is it looking for the total? All right, you're going to hear me say this a lot this year, because this is the number one thing that 5th graders kind of get tripped up on, but they start figuring this out, and all of a sudden they're like, oh wait, it says each. I know I'm either multiplying or dividing. I just got to figure out, are they looking for the whole amount, or did they give me the whole amount? So, I am going to go to and I'll come back to the multiplying and dividing part on how that works in a little bit. But here we go. Here's a problem for you. Tyler caught 15 small bass, and his dad caught 12 small bass in the Memorial Bass Tournament. Well, I know I'm going to be using 15 and 12, right? But I got to figure out what I'm doing with that 15 and 12. Right? A numerical expression to represent how many fish they caught in all. What's your key word here? In all. What does that mean you're going to do? You're going to do what? Add. So if I was to put this as a numerical expression, I would do 15 plus 12. Does it say I need the answer? Do I need to figure out how many they had in all? No, we're just doing numerical expressions. We're just coming up with the problems today. Okay? Let me show you another one. Okay, example number 2. This is where they start getting tricky. Doug went fishing for 3 days. So we're fishing for 3 days. Why are we not working now? There we go. Each day, he put $15 in his pocket. At the end of each day, he had $5 left. How much money did Doug spend at the end of the trip? What's your key word here? Let me give you another hint. How many numbers do you see here? 3. And if you see 3 numbers, that means you're going to do 2 steps. And a problem, if they give you 5 numbers, you're going to do 4 steps. If they give you 2 numbers, you're going to do 1 step. See how this works? However many numbers there are, you're going to do 1 less steps, 1 less amount of steps. Okay? So there's 3 numbers. So that means you got to do 2 steps. which means there's probably two key words in there. What was one of them? I heard somebody say it. How much does he have?
Five.
Yeah, he had $5 left. So that means, what does left mean you're going to do? Subtract. There's going to be some kind of subtracting in there. What other key word do you see in here?
How much?
How much and how many is the same thing. We just went over. You can't use how much or how many. Because that doesn't prove if you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. Yes.
By the end.
Nope. Yes, ma'am.
Each.
There it is. Each. Each. Big, big thing here. Each. What did I tell you each means? You're going to do what? Multiply or divide. Well, am I multiplying or dividing? Let's look. Doug went fishing for 3 days, and each day he puts 15 in his pocket. Does it give you a total amount of money that he had? Or is it asking for the total amount of money? It's asking for the total amount, right? Because he's saying how much did he spend by the end of the trip. So at the end, I want to know how much he had total, right? So that means if they are looking for the total, that means you're going to multiply. So the first thing you're going to do in that problem is going to multiply, what was it? 5 days?
Right.
Or 3 days? 3 days, sorry. 3 days times 15, right? Everybody with me? That's the first thing you're going to do. So each day, $15, $15, $15. Right? But what about that other one? That other one's the tricky one. Where did it go? Wait a minute, something's not right here. Doug went fishing for 3 days. Each day he put $15 in his pocket, and at the end of each day he had $5 left. What would you do first? Would I do 3 times 15? Yes, ma'am. Divide. I would do 15 divided by 3. Yeah? No? Josiah? Why 15 minus 5? Oh, so it says, look, he had 15 each day, but at the end of the day, he had 5 left, right? So how much does he spend each day? He's spending $10 a day, right? If he's doing that for how many days? Can I put parentheses here?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's saying 15 minus 5. Each day I have $15 and I have 5 left. So how much do I spend? I'm spending $10 each day for 3 days, right? This is 5th grade trickery for you, okay? They are going to give you multiple steps, and you've got to figure out what you would do first. Okay, so if I went back to my original problem, and I looked at my numbers, would I, let's get rid of all of those. All right. Would I do, Doug went fishing for 3 days. Each day he put 15. So many 5th graders automatically go, okay, 3 times 15 is 45 minus 5. You always go in order. Is that how we always do problems? Is whatever the order is, the numbers come in, that's how we do it? No. Am I going to do, he went fishing for 3 days. Each day he put $15 in his pocket, and at the end of the day he had $5 left. Let me give you a 5th grade hint. This is money, and this is money, right? Put the money together first. Okay? If I had cats and dogs, put your dogs together first. Okay? If I had people and cars, put your cars together first. If it said trees and lakes and trees, put your trees together. Put the things together first. That will kind of help you when you start writing your numeric expressions. Let's look at example number 3. Now, they're going to give you a problem. And you got to figure out, they're giving you a numeric expression, you got to figure out which problem does it fit for, okay? So here they're saying $20 minus 12 plus 3. So I got to do 12 plus 3 first, right? So I got to do 12 plus 3 and then subtract that answer from 20. Let's see which one sounds better. Kim has $20 to spend on her fishing trip. She spends $12 on a pole, and then she finds $3. So, am I going to spend 12 and then find 3? And then subtract that from the 20? Or, Kim has $20 to spend on her fishing trip. She spends $12 on a pole and $3 on bait. $12 and $3. Addie came up with a key word. What was that key word? And. Right here. It says and, right? So if it says $12 and $3, isn't that 12 plus 3? So she spent 12 and $3. So she spent how much? $15. She had 20. How much does she have left? Okay. Guys, I know this is kind of, it sounds weird and it's kind of hard. It's really kind of hard to explain. It's even harder to teach, I'll be honest with you. You just got to go through and start practicing this. You got to take number by number and figure out, am I adding it or subtracting it? And I'm going to be honest with you, about 95% of you will get almost all of these right, maybe miss 1 or 2 here and there. They do throw some tricky things in here, okay? That's what we're kind of looking for to see if you can figure it out. Let's look at another example. That's about the only way I could give you is just more and more examples. That's about the only way we can kind of show you. Terry has 18 worms. She gave 4 worms to Susie and 3 worms to Jamie. I have how many numbers? 3, which means I got to do 2 steps, right? What would I do first? Terry had 18 worms. She gave 4 worms to Susie and 3 worms to Jamie. What's the key word here? Gave is one of them. What else? And. So she gave 4 worms and 3 worms. What would I do first? Would I do 18 minus 4 plus 3? Or would I do 4 plus 3 and subtract that from 18? What would you do? And tell me why. Okay, so you say add the 4 and 3, right? Because she gave 4 worms to Susie and 3 worms to Jamie. So she gave away how many? 7. So 4 plus 3 is 7, right? So she gave away 7, which means what would you do if you're giving it away? Subtract, right? So when I do 18 minus 4 and then add 3 more to it, what would that be? Somebody give me an example if I said 18 minus 4 in parentheses plus 3. Okay, so Terry had 18 worms and gave 4 worms away, but then somebody else gave her 3 more, or she found 3 more worms. She's gaining worms. That's how this works. Good. How about this one? Rick had $8. He then worked 4 hours for $5 each hour. Which one is this going to be? He had $8, but wait, I'm going to do 4 hours times $5 an hour first, and then add that to my $8. Or am I going to do $8 plus 4 hours, and then multiply that times $5? Which one is it going to be? The first one or the second one, and why? First one, why? Yeah, if he did 8 plus 4 first, that would be $8 plus 4 hours. 8. Can I add dollars and hours together? No. Can I multiply how many hours times how much money I'm making? Yeah. 4 hours times $5 each hour. I can do that. But I can't add $8 to my 4 hours. You can't add that. It sounds like we're starting to catch on. Most of you, I'm not seeing that puzzled look anymore. All right, let's look at another one. Here we go. Write an expression. Jose shares 12 party favors equally among 6 friends. What's your key word here? Sharing. What does that mean if you share with somebody? I'm giving them this much, right? And if I'm doing it equally, I'm giving that one 5, and I'm giving that one 5, and I'm giving that one 5, or whatever it is, right? So Jose has 12 party favors that he is sharing equally. What would sharing be? Is that adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? I hear subtracting, I hear dividing. All right, well, let's think. I have 12 pencils, and I'm going to share them among 6 friends. Does that mean I'm going to subtract 6 away? Am I multiplying and getting even more? Am I adding 12 friends plus 6? What does sharing mean I'm doing? I'm sharing, he gets a couple, and she gets a couple. So how would I write this numeric expression? $12 party favors divided, because sharing means dividing it among 6 friends. 12 divided by 6. How about this one? Braden has 14 baseball cards. He finds 5 more. What's your key word here? Find. If you're finding something, what does that mean you're doing? You're what? Adding. So my numeric expression would be what? 14 plus 5. If here, number 9. Isabel bought 12 bottles of water at $2 each. Oh, what's your key word here? Each, which means I'm either multiplying or dividing, right? Did she buy 12 total? Or is she buying, does it give you a total amount of money? Or is it asking you for the total amount? If it's asking, am I multiplying or dividing? Multiplying. So I would do 12 times 2. Thank you. Come on, wake up. We're almost done here. Number 10. Monique had $20. She spent $5 on lunch and $10 at the bookstore. Uh-oh, what do I have here? I have three numbers, right? Which means I got to do 2 separate problems, right? What am I going to do first? Monique had $20. She spent $5 on lunch and $10 at the bookstore. What am I going to do first? Then,
Add 5 plus 10.
right, because it says $5 and $10. So in parentheses, I'm going to have 5 plus 10, and then what? Subtract that from 20. So my numeric expression would be 20 minus 10 plus 5. All right. Everybody understand what we're doing here today? I know it's kind of hard, but it's just, we have to just keep practicing it. There's not really another better way. Some of them, they're going to give you something like this, and they're going to give you this problem and say, okay, write a word problem for it. 36 divided by 9. How would you do that? What could you say? Give me a scenario. Yes, ma'am. No. Give me a word problem. Like up here. This is a word problem, and then you came up with a numeric expression. This one, they're giving you the numeric expression. They want you to write the word problem. What would you come up with?
What's the expression?
36 divided by 9.
Kara has 36 cookies.
Okay, Kara has 36 cookies, and she is
And she's sharing them
with,
her 9 friends.
she's sharing them with her 9 friends, right? 36 divided by 9, 36 cookies shared amongst 9 friends. Good. Here's the tricky one. 35 minus 16 plus 11. So we got to come up with an expression, right? A word problem. What do I need to come up with first? I need to come up with something with a 16 and 11, right? Start me. 16 plus 11. Give me a word problem. Any kind of word problem. Help him out, John.
John had 35. Wait, hang on. John spent $16 at the candy shop and $11 at lunch.
Okay, so he spent $16 at the candy shop and $11 at lunch. What about this now? Give me the next part of the problem.
He had $35.
He had $35 to start with.
How much does he have left?
How much does he have left? Perfect, okay? Gotta see how this works. I know it's gonna be tricky, but you gotta try to you gotta work through it. It's just a practice thing. If they give you if they give you the word problem, you're coming up with a numeric expression. If they give you the numeric expression, you've got to come up with a word problem that will match. Yes, sir?
Do we have to solve our word problem?
Not numeric expressions. That'll come later. Any other questions?